Hello, my name is Jacinta. In today's video, we are going to talk about 8 businesses which are most profitable in Kenya, and you can be able to start with 10,000 Kenya shillings or $100. Now, it is not wash, but real profit. And that is where I am today. We are going to go through them. There are 7 of them, and I'm going to give you one after the other. These businesses, you can be able to start them now. You can be able to start it now and be able to make good profit margin out of them because they have proven and they are really working and they do well out there in the market, provided you are going to start. My name is Jacinta and welcome back to this channel. I'm going to give you the most preferable, the most easy to start, provided you are ready and determined and passionate and you are interested to start a business. And in these business ideas, I'm going to make sure everyone can be able to get a share or can be able to get one or two of the ideas which you can be able to evaluate and be able to see which one you can start with. That you too can be on your way feeling very much empowered to be able to make that income for yourself. And as I promised last month to share, I'm going to share with you these business ideas which are mostly profitable and which you can be able to start now for yourself and be able to get that income. Because in this channel we talk more about getting more income, entrepreneurship, and creating and building wealth for yourself. So pay attention because I'm going to run through them quickly so that everybody can be able to get at least one idea which you can be able maybe to run with and start it now. Before I go into the business ideas, I want to start by saying that business is not for the most faint-hearted people. Because when you would want to be an entrepreneur, there are so many things you would have to do concerning these businesses because you have to work through them. You have to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. You have to be able to evaluate yourself. You have to be able to do the work because you have to do that work, which is not an easy task. It's a working strength, being able to be there for your business, being dedicated, being patient, being able to work for it so that it can be able also to be able to work for you. So when it comes to the issue of businesses, you have to be resilient, you have to be dedicated, you have to be patient, you have to do the hard work, and also you have to make sure business is not it is not a sprint. It is something which you can go like a marathon, so that you can be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve at the end of the road. Here is my list of 10 business ideas which you can start now, and whereby you can be able to start with as little as 15,000 Kenya shillings. And number one is being a consultant. If you can be able to start that consultant business, it is one of the most lucrative businesses you can get out there. When it comes to consultant, there are so many things you can be consulted or you can start as consultant with. You can start as a business consultant. You can start as somebody who helps people on health and well. Idea number two, you can be able to start a recruitment agency. Starting a recruitment agency is one of the best business ideas you can start out there, which doesn't require much. It just requires you maybe to have a background on something like a soft skill or interpersonal skills. It just requires you to have maybe skills like interpersonal skills, because this is where you'll be able to connect employers and employees who are looking for a job and who are looking for employers, so that they can be able to get that job and they be matched according to what is it that they are skilled with. If at all they are out there looking for those jobs and you are there having people who would want to have those people who would want to work, you will be able to connect the two and be able to negotiate for them for those jobs. And starting a recruitment agency, it's one of the best and the recruitive job you can get around out there. The other business you can do is starting a real estate brokerage agency, whereby you can be able to to start that business whereby you can be able to be maintaining the property owner's building by collecting rent, maintaining the and repairs, be able to source for tenant, and also be able to oversee most of the things which are done on the properties. And you can be able to be getting commission out of managing those properties, whereby the owners would want somebody who could look for them for that maintenance and repair, for cleanliness of the area, and also for maintaining order in those properties, whereby if at all there is any complaint, the property manager or the property agency can be able to handle those issues, whereby the client or the tenant can be able to can be able to enjoy good and well maintained facilities. So starting that real estate brokerage agency, it's also another lucrative business whereby you can be able to gain profit out of them. It is one of the best businesses you can also start, and it doesn't require much. Another business whereby it doesn't have even many people, and most of the people don't know about it mostly. It's where you can be able to start a visa service program, whereby you can be able to be working for to be documenting for those people who are traveling international or outside the country, and they would want to have visas with them. You know, this business of going to look for visa in most of the embassies, it is so cumbersome, and at times you don't have that time to be able to consolidate all your documents which are required: the bank statement, your birthday, your birth certificate, your identification, all these documents which are required for you to be able to travel. If you can start that agency or that services whereby you are giving people the service of filling those documents and arranging those documents and then organizing for them, then you'll be giving the client only that final day whereby they are required to go and take them to be taken their biometric. You can be able to get money out of that business. It is a lucrative business whereby you can just start for those people. The next business idea which you can do is getting to supply the offices. This office supplies businesses is one of the best and lucrative business you can do. This you can offer to offices when it comes to supply. And this is one of the biggest businesses where guys are getting a lot of money out of it. It is a lucrative business. It is there throughout the year because businesses are open 24/7 for 365 business idea you can start is a cyber cafe. A cyber cafe business is a very lucrative business, and especially if you can be able to locate a position whereby you can be able to offer so many people services. Typesetting is one of the best businesses you can do in the cyber cafe. There is also the issue of whereby you are to do, like in Kenya, if everything is done online when it comes to the government services. You have got the e-citizens whereby you have to renew your driver's license. You have to even check and fill if it's a passport you want, you have to fill it through the cyber. If it is something like birth certificate, you have to register it through us using a cyber. There are so many things you can do through cyber. And those cybers are really making money, and especially if you are near somewhere, near the government office, or whereby the movement of people to the offices is so high, you can be able to make good money out of cyber cafes, especially if we are located in a strategic position whereby you can be able to get client and customers who are looking for those services well, provided you have got a good internet connection, and also you've got maybe that one computer, and with time you are going to grow, and with that you can be able to give those services to your client whenever they need them, maybe to look to take them to the organization, to take them to the office. You can be able even to write those business proposals whereby people are looking for money. There are so many things you can do with a cyber. And a cyber business is one of the most lucrative business you can start now, and especially if you're there and you're a young person and you have got the IT knowledge, okay, you'll be able to start that cyber there, okay? Also can be, which I'm going to give it requires you, maybe if you know how to make This handmade craft, maybe you know how to make things like bags. There are things like dresses. Maybe you can be able to also be able to make for yourself things like earrings. There are also things like jewel. If you can be able to make those handmade, or you can be able to source them from the people who are making them or with using their hands, these are also, it can be also make a very good and lucrative business by selling those handmade craft items and product. And mostly these handmade craft items, they are normally expensive because you have put all the effort and you have made them thoroughly within your own hands, and that makes them to be very, very unique. And in most cases, these handmade crafts are really selling because most of the things which are made are very unique in a way. They are not you cannot get them elsewhere. It's only maybe you who makes them, and especially things like even pillowcases. If you can be able to make your own pillowcases and then you'll be able to sell them, these are some of the items you can be able to sell out there in the market, and they can make a very good lucrative businesses. And if you can be able to sustain that business of those handmade crafts, if you can be able to sustain that business of handmade crafts, it is one of the most lucrative business out there. Another business idea which you can start is by creating that studio. If you can be able to create a creative studio, content studio, whereby people can be coming for maybe photography, video, and some of these things which are required by the online marketing or pictures and images, you can be able to produce nice ones. You can be able to create that creative studio, and it can be a very really great recruitive business out there, because most of the people are sourcing for this photography. They are sourcing for these places they can be able to produce. Maybe if it is an item they want to review, they want to make a good picture which can sell. If you can be able to create that creative studio or content studio, it can really be a lucrative business out there. And these studios are not much, they're not there. Most of the studios which are maybe around, they are a bit expensive. So if you can be able to create something which can be able to accommodate a small and a medium business person or an individual who require those services, this can be really a lucrative businesses. And if that studio is a passion, it is one of the best business you can make, because like where most of the people normally go to take these pictures, you could see each and every time they are taking those pictures, they are not expensive, and these pictures they are looking so good. You are able to sell maybe your product online, especially on e-commerce and on your social media platform via these creative studios, whereby you are able to get these professional taken pictures and videos and those brochures whereby they are able to make for you. So creating this creative studio, it's one of the lucrative and most profitable business out there. Another most lucrative business you can start is starting a retail store. The retail store, they are really doing so well out there in the market, because everybody would want to buy in those convenient shops or those convenience stores. While e-commerce has disrupted the retail store industry, brick and mortar stores are still profitable if you can be able to offer those unique products out there and also give those experiences which are not found online. This business can really give you the best profit you can get, provided you can be able to know where to source your products and goods which are going to sell at a very good reasonable amount of money, and be able not to come with very high prices for your store. Brick and mortar stores are still profitable up to date. If you can start that one brick and mortar store, be able to sell those convenience goods, be able to have that convenience store, you are going to make your own business and you are going to make good profit out of that retail store out there, because they are still selling. It will just depend with you whether you're going to get a strategic place, be able to start that store out there. And if you are told you're going to have those unique products you're going to sell. The business idea number 10 is one of the most lucrative business you can start there is business coaching and training. If you start on business coaching, you can be able to take those individuals maybe who want to grow their businesses and they don't know how. And you can start coaching them on how to go on day to day in their own businesses and how to grow those businesses to become even bigger businesses. You can be able to coach them on their issue of communication, issue on customer service, issue on sales and marketing strategies, whereby you are able to coach them and be able to improve or even start to develop their own product, whereby they can be able to sell out there and grow that business with their help as a coach. So becoming a business coach is one of the most lucrative business, because there are so many small businesses around there who would want to be given that coaching businesses, and even the community within who would want to start that businesses. They would want to come to this business coach and be able to get those variable and specific training from a business coach. So start that business coaching. If at all you've got those skills of a business skill, and you are able to, you are an expert in business coaching, you also you've got an interest in coaching, it is one of the best business you can start out there. And coaching, there are so many types. You can be able to coach in fitness, health and fitness. You can be able to coach on classes like cookery. You can coach on so many things, like even an agri-business, whereby you can be able to coach farmers, maybe how to grow some of these crops out there. You can be able to coach farmers on how to layer animals out there. So coaching business is one of the best business you can start, and it has got money because you'll be able to coach those people and they will be able to pay you. And if at all you don't have that experience, because it also need experience, you can also start by giving the pro bono services, whereby you give services for free. And in the process, you're also learning and you're also getting that what we call experience. And when you give those pro bono services, you'll be able to grow. And from that growing, you'll be able to now to come out as an experienced coach. And from there, you can be able now even to charge. And as you go, as you grow, you're able to charge even more and more. So becoming a coach is one of the best businesses you can start out there. It is one of the profitable businesses which you can be able to make that real money out of it. So guys, if you can be able to start, just start. Out of the businesses ideas I've given, you can just look for one and be able to identify what maybe you've got skill for, what is it that you've got passion for, what is it maybe you've got an interest for, or even that expatriate, and be able to take one or two and evaluate yourself. The only thing you're supposed to do is to do the research around your area. You can also compare with the people whom you think maybe the business you're going to start are your competitors, and be able to run what is it that they are not doing right, what is it that you'd want to improve, or what is it that you'd want to, that problem you'd want to solve, maybe which are whereby the others are not doing it, and be able to get and put your time in it. It's only the determination and also the hard work, and also what we call starting small, because you don't want to start so big if at all you have not been in that business any other time, or you are starting. So you'll be able to do the research, you'll be able to dedicated, and there is the issue of resilience. There is the issue of whereby these are not shiny objects whereby you expect to get just money overnight. They take step by step, and this step by step, if you can be able to go with them, they can lead you somewhere. They can lead you to the moon. You never know. These are businesses, and most of them are doing really well. Even the people you see there out there who are doing their businesses, they also started that small, and they are there out there with big companies. So just try to start. Just do it, just start it, and be able to identify what is it that you would want to do maybe effortless, or whereby you can be able even to sustain without that much money. That is one of the main area whereby you can be able to know that you will go far with your business and take that one step at a time, which will lead you to some bigger and most profitable businesses out there. So guys, don't just sit there and say there are no money out there. You can create your own income. You can create your own abundance. I'm rooting for you, and you guys also root for yourself. And with that, I say thank you for being here on this one. And if at all you found it valuable to you, you can hit that like button, and you can also subscribe into my channel so that whenever I upload a video, you are the first one to get it. And with that one, I say bye-bye and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.